2022's Top 10 Web Hacking Techniques. Welcome back, folks. Let's discuss the most significant and cutting-edge web security research published in the previous year, the Top 10 Web Hacking Techniques of 2022. Before we start the countdown, I should point out that any attempt to condense a year's worth of study into a top 10 list will omit useful methods. From the top 10, single sign-on and request smuggling are the two dominant themes. Let's look more closely. 10. Exploiting Web3's hidden attack surface. Universal XSS on Netlify's Next.js library. As we find ways to shovel ever more complexity into our software, even websites that look static can hide serious vulnerabilities. In exploiting Web3's hidden attack surface, Sam Curry tears apart numerous cryptocurrency sites with a blend of XSS, SSRF and cache poisoning originating from Netlify's Next.js library. We're eager to see if the methodology and cryptocurrency ecosystem insights fuel further discoveries in this field. 9. Practical client-side path traversal attacks. Sometimes a vulnerability class can be quite visible, but remain overlooked for years due to low apparent severity. In practical client-side path traversal attacks, Meti explores a website behavior that's very common, placing user input inside a request path, and demonstrates a clear pathway to real impact. This behavior has surfaced in exploit chains a few times over the years, but this post shows it's time to recognize it as a vulnerability in its own right. This cousin of client-side parameter pollution has already inspired a follow-up that uses it for CSRF, and we're sure more will come. 8. Psychic signatures in Java. The catchily named Psychic Signatures in Java by Neil Madden shows a critical and really very simple attack using the number 0 to 4 jigs as signatures, undermining the cryptographic foundation of numerous core web technologies including JWT and SAML. This use of an ancient crypto attack to topple modern web tech is a great reminder that you don't always need a complex attack to achieve massive impact, and as nice as abstractions are, sometimes it's worth looking further down the stack. 7. Worldwide server-side cache poisoning on all Akamai Edge nodes. Back in 2019, one of the nominations for the top 10 was an article theorizing about the exploitation potential of HTTP hop-by-hop headers, and calling for further research on the topic. 3 years later, worldwide server-side cache poisoning on all Akamai Edge nodes makes use of this concept for massive impact and a whole lot of bug bounties, establishing the technique as essential knowledge for web hackers and server implementers alike. We also appreciate how Jacopo Tediosi throws some rare light into the world of pain people using advanced techniques can encounter when trying to get their bug bounty reports triaged. 6. Making HTTP header injection critical via response queue poisoning. Ever wondered why people sometimes inject a HTTP response header, but then refer to it as response splitting even though they never actually split the response? In making HTTP header injection critical via response queue poisoning, I explore the long-forgotten response splitting technique with a high-impact, high-payout case study. As noted by file descriptor, it seems like there's an infinite amount of anomalies among proxies that bring you an infinite amount of request smuggling techniques. More on that later. 5. Bypassing .NET serialization binders. In 2020, the .NET serialization binder documentation changed the statement serialization binder can also be used for security to serialization binder cannot be used for security. From this simple teaser, Bypassing .NET serialization binders by Marcus Wolfdange delves into why, ultimately building exploits for DevExpress and Microsoft Exchange as case studies. This research cites an exceptional amount of documentation and related research, making it a great gateway into .NET serialization index. Quality research like this often inspires action, and it turns out Soros has already built on it and integrated the results into SoSerial.net. You'll be left wondering what security critical documentation has changed since you last read it. 4. Hacking the cloud with SAML. Just like OAuth, you can't discuss SSO without discussing SAML. While some SAML vulnerabilities are all too well known, Hacking the Cloud with SAML by Felix Wilhelm shines in showing how terrifyingly expansive SAML's attack surface is. This culminates with an XML document that uses an integer truncation bug to trigger arbitrary bytecode execution when Java attempts to verify its signature. This is must-watch research. The presentation recording makes the topic exceptionally accessible and provides valuable context, but if you're already familiar with SAML exploitation you might get by with the slides or condensed write-up. 3. Zimbra email, stealing clear text credentials via MMCA injection. Application layer caching is widely used but only rarely exploited. In Zimbra email, stealing clear text credentials via MMCA injection, Simon Scannell takes this rare bug class to an unseen level by triggering the MMCA equivalent of response queue poisoning, causing protocol level chaos. This innovative research is a superb demonstration of what can be achieved with deep knowledge of a target. We'll be keeping watch for both server-side cache injection and alternate protocol desync attacks in future. 2. Browser-powered desync attacks, a new frontier in HTTP request smuggling. In browser-powered desync attacks, I explore new vectors for HTTP request smuggling, compromising targets ranging from Amazon to Apache and ultimately taking the attack client side into victims' browsers. I found this research seriously technically challenging, but thankfully the Web Security Academy team was able to provide labs to help readers practice, and we've seen people having success with the technique in the wild since. The panel had numerous nice things to say, including the creativity from desync worm, reminiscence of XSS worm, to client-side desync is off the chart, new concepts, numerous use cases, impressive as usual, also gives the audience/reader things to explore. Request smuggling has proved itself an unstoppable source of novel threats for several years running now, and with plenty of unexplored avenues this will likely continue until HTTP/1 has been fully stamped out, which I imagine will take a while. 1. Account hijacking using dirty dancing and sign-in OAuth flows. OAuth has become the foundation of modern SSO, and attacks on it have been a hacker staple ever since. Recently, browsers introduced referrer stripping mitigations which thwarted one of the most popular techniques, or so we thought. In account hijacking using dirty dancing and sign-in OAuth flows, Franz Rosen shows that modern web stacks provide ample alternatives. This must-read research provides a masterclass in chaining OAuth quirks with low-impact URL leak gadgets, including promiscuous post messages, third-party XSS and URL storage. Many of these bugs would previously have been dismissed as having no significant security impact, so they've had years to proliferate. The sheer potential of these attacks quickly inspired us to take a stab at enabling automated URL leak detection, and we're also exploring integrating these techniques into labs for our OAuth Academy topic to help the community get practical experience applying them. This is an outstanding piece of research that we expect to yield fruit for years to come. Congratulations to Franz for a well-deserved win. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and press the bell notification for more updates and information on the world of cybersecurity. Stay safe online.